Okay, in video 1 we talked about the hypothalamus and all the releasing hormones and a couple of inhibiting hormones that it produces. So the anterior, which I believe I've spelled incorrectly, anterior, if I didn't. If I did or didn't, that's not as important as the hormone. So growth hormone, releasing hormone, and growth hormone, inhibiting hormone then impact what the anterior pituitary does as far as producing growth hormone. Okay? Growth hormone is going to go out through the body. It's going to have an impact on, well, growth, metabolism, and things like that. Okay? So that's the feedback loop as well. So when metabolism needs to come up, when its growth needs to occur, then the hypothalamus will produce the growth hormone releasing hormone, and the anterior pituitary will then get busy producing and secreting more growth hormone. Likewise, when there's not that need, that's when the growth hormone inhibiting hormone will be produced and have a negative impact on the anterior pituitary's production of growth hormone. Okay, so that takes care of growth hormone. Thyroid stimulating hormone. It actually impacts another endocrine gland, the thyroid gland. So we have thyrotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus that will then promote the production and secretion of thyroid stimulating hormone, which will then stimulate the certain gland or certain cells in the thyroid glands, the follicular cells, to produce T3 and T4, okay, which are also involved in metabolism. And I urge you to look at your notes for some of that. I'm just going over some of the big picture items here. Then growth hormone inhibiting hormone will inhibit thyroid stimulating hormone. There was the the corticotropin releasing hormone that then stimulates the production of adrenocorticotropic hormone. And this is going to the CRH stimulates the anterior pituitary to produce ACTH, which then stimulates the adrenal cortex. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then the gonadotropin, the GnRH, is involved in reproductive hormones, follicle stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone. And depending on if the individual is a male or a female, they're going to have an impact on the ovaries or the testes. Remember, there were the paired hormones, prolactin releasing hormone and prolactin inhibiting hormone. Here we have prolactin, which is produced by the anterior pituitary. The action is on cells of the mammary glands that then cause the production of milk. And there's another one we haven't seen yet, and that's melanocyte stimulating hormone. That's the MSH. Okay, so again, looking at these inhibiting and releasing hormones and all of the interactions with the hormones of almost all these hormones that are produced by the anterior pituitary, which, by the way, is called, the pituitary is the master gland. But see, there's a master to the master. All right? And we've already gone over the posterior pituitary and its secretion of oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone. Not production of those hormones. Those hormones are produced in the hypothalamus. And again, there's a very complex structure associated with the connection between the hypothalamus and the posterior pituitary. If any of you have taken anatomy and physiology, you've probably looked into that a little more. Okay, that's the end of part 2.